welcome to episode 2 of the Daily Grind. Actually, this episode is the Daily Grind. This is Ryan Nickel with Bootstrap REI, and this is the day in the life. So, gave you a little bit of update, kind of like foreshadowing of what I'm working on. So I mentioned that I took a $3,000 check. Actually, I didn't tell you the dollar amount. It was $3,000. That was the actual dollar amount, and because we needed some money to pay some bills and do things like that. I got a call from this investor yesterday after this video, and I thought, oh crap, the dude watched the video, he wants his money back. Always worst case scenario, right? You always think the worst, and it wasn't necessarily that. It wasn't that bad, but it also wasn't necessarily good. We were actually supposed to close on escrow today, on the 15th, close an escrow on this particular property, but with the floods and the rains and the evacuations and all that stuff, or actually the flood scare, that hasn't happened. And so he was calling, and he said, hey man, about this property, we're supposed to close today, and I'm just not comfortable closing. And my heart sank, and I got this pit in my stomach, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't have the full amount to pay this guy if he wants his check back. And so I just said to him, like, so, what do you want to do? And the part of the reason is, and in a future episode I will show you this house, there's some issues with it. It's a duplex, it's a 2-story duplex, 1 unit down, 1 unit up, and the eaves are kind of sagging a little bit, and that's because the foundation, the footing of it has also sunk as well. It's almost a 100-year-old property. And the ground has been very moist lately with this rain, and you can see that the previous owner has put stilts or little stints underneath some of the posts to kind of buoy it up a little bit to prevent it from sinking even more. So I'm like, okay, I understand. I mean, I understand his hesitation and his concern getting into this project here, not knowing exactly how much it's going to cost. Is this a $5,000 job or a $25,000 job? And so my philosophy, and I learned this from one of my mentors, was if there's going to be an issue, bring it up. Don't hesitate. Don't pussyfoot around, and just bring it up. So I asked him. I said, look, what do you want to do? Do you want your money back? Because this was a contingent deal. It was contingent upon him getting his inspections on this. And so I put it out there. What would you like to do? Do you want me to get an extension in escrow, or do you want your money back? Oh, no, I don't want my money back. I'm very confident that this is going to be a good deal. I just don't know how much it's going to cost, and I need to get a second opinion. Whew. All right, well, okay, that's good. So we're getting an extension on escrow. But that was a kind of a scary moment for me at the moment when that conversation was happening. And it wasn't until today that my wife reminded me. She's like, look, you have this other money over here coming in. I'm like, oh, that's right, I forgot. Okay, all right. And I immediately said to her, I was like, okay, when that money comes in, we'll earmark that to pay such and such back if he doesn't want this property. And it was kind of like, okay, a little bit of breathing room. But man, it's been a struggle, and that's what happens in real estate. At least, when you're just getting started. I don't know anyone that has started in real estate and just has had a silver spoon in their mouth and that they've just been productive. I take that back. I don't know anyone that has had their back against the wall that has started in real estate and hasn't just been straight up all the way. I know guys, and myself included, that my back was against the wall, and in 2.5 weeks I had a check for $20,000. And but again, I was hustling. I was out pounding the pavement. I was working my butt off. And then after that happened, it's like, okay, I didn't have anything for several months. And I think that, luck does shine down on those that get out there and grind, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm in my car, as you can tell, and where am I going? To the courthouse. Once a month, I go to the courthouse and I pull probate leads. I don't pull eviction leads. I used to pull eviction leads, and that hasn't. In California here, we have a 90-day or a 6-month stay where the eviction leads, they go into protective mode where the person can be evicted, move out, go find another place before that actually becomes public record. It's just a way to protect the tenant. We're very pro-tenant in this state here. So anyway, I don't pull eviction leads anymore just because I haven't had any success with them. So that's that. I have pulled eviction leads in conjunction with NODs, notice of default. Those have been successful. cross-referencing those and prioritizing the NODs with those that have just been recently evicted, because that means the landlord was strapped already for cash and didn't have the reserves to weather the storm, and their house is going into default. So those are motivated sellers. I definitely go after those. But again, I cross-reference that through another platform. So I'm actually headed down to the courthouse here in Yuba City. When I go to Marysville, I go into the courthouse, pull the data, and pull all the data from the machines, their computers, and do that. In in Yuba City, cannot do that. Their system has been down for almost a year. In March or April. In April, it will be 1 full year that their system has been completely down. So I made friends with one of the clerks, and he hooks me up, gives me a list of so I go in there once a month. I used to do it weekly before the systems went down. So now I go in there once a month, and Eric there gives me a list of all that I need, of all of the probate cases that have real estate attached to them, that deal with the descendants' estates. And I take that list home, cross-reference that with anything that is sold recently, or if it's listed. If it's listed, I'll still mail them a letter anyway. Because I went and saw a house this past weekend that was listed, and went and saw the home with the real estate agent, and she let me in, told me the story, let me know why this person's selling and why they're, what's going on with them and their personal stories. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. It's all about a grind. Yesterday I received several phone calls about the 3 condos that I have in Sacramento. And I received another one about a mobile home in a mobile home park that I have under contract as well. So it's just about calling these people back and finding the right person. What I have found in calling these people back is I used to be extremely eager and desperate. I would bend over backwards for them. I'm not a jerk. I don't stiff arm people, but I'm also not as accessible when trying to work with them. I have found for myself personally that if I cave, not cave, I don't want to say cave, it's probably not the right word, but if I'm very accommodating, that's probably the best word. If I'm very accommodating to them, and when they call and how they call and then what they want me to do and all these things, I find that I quickly lose credibility or control in the situation. That when I need them to perform, they're not as readily to perform, because they have no need to. They can. I'm at their beck and call. I'm at their every whim, because I'm the one that has seemed desperate during the transaction. And so I've learned to posture myself just a little bit better. Oh, one other house too in Sacramento. I submitted an offer for that last night. She said, submit it to me. We're going to move forward. I just want to review it before I sign it. So, it's all about talking to people, submitting offers, and just finding where the leads are that other people aren't willing to go or know how to do, or just don't have the time to do. So, and I am getting a text right now from a person that has the 3 condos. So, anyway, that's today's episode. It's a daily grind. Do not let up. Do the work, man. Do the work every single day. Like I said, today I woke up realizing I got to hustle. I got to make some money. There's nothing is for sure in this world until you get the check in your hands and it's been deposited, or the wire has been sent and received by your bank account. Other than that, everything can happen. I mean, this house in Marysville here, for all I know, we could have a flood tomorrow, and boom, it's gone. I got to pay this guy back, and that's okay. I will do that. But like I'm saying, I'm not sitting here resting and thinking like, oh, I got another $3,000 coming my way as soon as this closes in 2 weeks. Not the case. When it does, awesome. If it doesn't, that's okay. I'm hoping it does. Really hoping it does. My wife is hoping it does. My family's hoping it does. But hope isn't the strategy. Got to go out and make the deals. So I'm at the courthouse. Go out there and grind. Make it happen. I'm not lying to you. This is my daily life as I pull into the Superior Court of California. County of Sutter. All right. I'll see you all in the next episode.